The 1990s was something of a boom period for the X-Men. Jim Lee and Chris Claremont were reinventing the comics, there was a hit animated TV show, and ToyBiz began producing an incredible amount of action figures based on these characters. This line was incredibly popular and it led to many figures and all sorts of playsets and vehicles and everything you could think of that was possibly X-Men related. And so today I would like to take a look at one of the earliest playsets, which was Wolverine's Combat Cave. This playset, of course, is based loosely on the Danger Room, and of course this is a really appealing idea for kids. The Danger Room is essentially a gym, a workout room, a battle training scenario program, all wrapped up into one. And this is where the X-Men can train before they go into battle with their big villains. The first thing to notice how beautiful the artwork is. I love this about the 80s and 90s toys, is before they adopted the photo packaging, they would actually get an artist in to paint it, and it's just, to me, it's so evocative and it just brings the playset to life and really stokes the imagination. At the bottom of the packaging, of course, we can see a photo of the playset, but if you notice carefully, there's a bit of text there that says this is for use only with the 5.5-inch Wolverine figure, which isn't included. I understand that obviously this is based on Wolverine, but I think it's funny that they're saying only Wolverine can use it, as if the other figures in the range just aren't allowed. And at the top of the packaging, we actually have the Marvel Comics logo, and they've got the heads of 6 characters there. I really like this touch. This is very reminiscent of the comics, so again, I feel like they've brought that flavour to the packaging, which is really fun. And on the reverse of the packaging, we've got a little bit of text explaining what the Combat Cave is, and some action shots as features within the playset. But at the bottom of the packaging, we can see other vehicles and playsets and things that kids can buy as part of this range. And I think this is really cool and always very fun and exciting when you can see that. And you can see some of the fun that ToyBiz were having with this range. We've got Wolverine with his mutant cycle, Magneto's Magnetron, which to my knowledge has never appeared in a comic book or a TV show ever. But there's also a companion playset, the Cyclops Light Force Arena, which looks quite exciting. And then there's also these role-playing items as well, Cyclops' helmet and the Magneto dress-up playset. I think I would have quite liked that as a kid, but I never saw them on the shelves. So here's a set when it's fully assembled. It is basically 4 plastic walls that clip together in the base, but it's quite a compact, very small playset, but there's quite a lot going on in it. It's bright, it's colourful, and there's actually some nice artwork in there as well in the form of Magneto. So this is quite a nice compact set. Now, as advertised on the back of the box, I have the Wolverine figure to use with this playset, who it is exclusively for use of. And I thought I'd have a quick look at him. It is, of course, based on his tan outfit, which is more of a 80s hangover. And in terms of articulation, his head swivels from side to side, his arms lift up and down at the shoulder, but that's as far as it goes. And he also has leg articulation, so the legs can kick up at the hips and back, down, and then they have a single jointed knee, and that's your lot. However, what he does have is this fantastic claw popping motion. I love this. You press a little clip at the back there and out shoots the claws. I really find that very addictive. Even today, I love that idea. Now, the central components of this base actually has a rotating disc which has peg holes in it for the feet of the character, so you can stick your Wolverine figure into those with the peg holes, slide them into position, and you can then use the red lever to spin him around and move him about the base. I love this. I think this is fantastic. I really like when I see this in playsets, and it's not often you do see this feature, but I think it's great for getting kineticism and movement out of your figures, and it makes it feel like they're interacting a lot more with the playset. There is also, of course, this big giant orb of death that has lots of nasty tools that he's attacking Wolverine with. He's got claws and saws and all sorts of things attached to it. Now that also moves in and out, so you can get a real sense of motion between the two, and creating a sense of real danger there. And I think that's really fun and exciting for kids. The little pieces are stuck on, so if Wolverine can hit it hard enough, you might be able to slice them off. I think that's a really fun idea, and it works perfectly well with Wolverine. It's spot on. There's also a little handle in the back of this that if you push it forward ever so gently, you can extend another blade there to attack Wolverine, just increasing the peril. There is also a sliding door, which has Magneto's features on it, which is fantastic. And the idea, of course, is that Wolverine can aim for the central midriff and punch a hole through Magneto. This takes a bit of practice, to be honest. Now, even today, I struggle to actually make this happen with Wolverine's claws, because they tend to just pop back in. So you have to give it a little bit of a knock to help force that through. There's also a brick wall with a trigger point here. So again, with Wolverine's claws, the idea is that you're supposed to be able to just sway him and trip the release mechanism. And of course the wall falls down. Again, you're going to need to use a little bit of power on that, but it's a cool feature. And it's always really fun when your action figures can properly interact with the environment, so I think that's great. And that's it. That's the Wolverine Combat Cave. There's not an awful lot to it. It has 3 or 4 key features there, but I think what we're getting is really, really good. I found this loads of fun when I was a kid, and just seeing it again, it's brought back all those memories, and I think this is great. I love everything about it. I love the artwork that they've used. I love that they've thought through Wolverine's powers and how he could best use them in this setting. And I think the end result is really fun. I hope you enjoyed the vid. If you did, please do give it a like. And remember to subscribe, as I will be posting more videos soon.